makes perfect sense, of course. Well, when gifted the die roll, take it. When given a suspicious hand, consider a mulligan. I believe getting rid of one of these and just playing 2 or 3 is probably better than playing the playset. Just drawing multiple of these in a game, kinda bad. Modern Age is a good draw. Love it over the Envoy, I think. Try and get rid of excess land, and always have the Rousing Reed to find more lands if need be. Voldare and Epicure. It's just red aggro, I believe. Ethereal Armor's quite good. So I might just get rid of Rousing Reed, and reason being is I can go Envoy plus Cartouche. If I... Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't know how many ways they're going to be able to deal 3 damage to a creature. If I'm worried about 3 damage to a creature, I should play Envoy plus Ethereal Armor, and then this will be actually quite big, so that's probably the play. Either way, should be getting rid of Rousing Reed, I believe. Yeah, 4/5, so I'm trusting that 5 toughness is enough to not care about burn spells here. Okay, they're playing Rakdos. Making me discard, sure. Here I'll get rid of Spirited Companion, because these 2 cantrip are now at a discounted price. Squire's Devotion is ideal, really ideal here. Play Cartouche is the cheapest thing to play, and Envoy number 2 to make these cost 1 mana, but I'm just going to go gain life immediately. It's going to put them out the game really quickly. I don't believe this kind of deck just runs straight removal. They might, but I don't believe that is the case, hence my play of just going all in on the Envoy here. Hopeless Nightmare, I can get rid of the second Envoy. That's fine. I'll be choosing to use Rousing Reed on the token, just in case they somehow do have the strip flat removal for Envoy. It's also just more damage that way. It's +1/+1 by targeting a new creature, and probably game over if I had to guess. It is not. I go to 2 here. Did not draw any 2 mana or 1 mana enchantments to win the game with, but more than likely good enough here. GG. I think a lot of the interactive pieces are going to be instants, so I might want Dispel over Keep Safe. I could also just put in the Healer's Hawks. Could use a Drag Under potentially. Drag Under's really there for big tokens, so if my opponent's playing a deck that, say, has Serpentine Curve, it's just the most efficient answer you could ever hope for, I believe. Just bounce and draw a card seems excellent in that. I also want both Squire's Devotion. I probably want Sentinel's Eyes. And I want to cut everything that's slow, like Envoys, and maybe a Rousing Read. Could be a Dispel, but that seems kind of reasonable. Modern Age I think is fine. I don't know if I want to... I don't know if I want to use a Candle Trap here. It doesn't seem... It seems like a burn list rather than an attacking list. I could consider maybe having one Envoy and cutting something else. Maybe a Modern Age after all? That seems... Or I cut 2 Dispels and just don't run any interaction. Let's try this, see how punished we get, and then make an adjustment for game 3. But game 3 will also be on the play. Yep, this hand is fantastic. This hand almost says there is no game 3 that's going to happen here. Okay, that's the one drop that my opponent really wants here. The Blast Runner that's going to hit me for 3 every turn. Or maybe not, we'll see. Alright, never mind. Only taking 1 there. Going to keep up Cryptomancer for the Healer's Hawk. I suspect they have removal. They have a stop on combat, so it is suggestive of removal. Do they want to fire? Seems to be the plan. No, let me go. Because I have Squire's Devotion, I could let the Healer's Hawk go and be okay with it. But at the same time I have a Cryptomancer and I mean it just curves like I want to play Cryptomancer to put the Squire's Devotion on it anyway. Alright, this is going to have Menace, that's fine. I think just given the way I've played this turn, it's effectively revealed information that I have a Cyber Cryptomancer, which means on end step I'm going to play this, but put the counter on itself. I don't want to get blown out and lose the counter by protecting the Healer's Hawk, and then face removal. And when I have Squire's Devotion, this is most likely the line to go for anyway. As soon as you see a card you can't interact with lifelink, that's going to get bigger. I can't imagine Burn is going to have a very fun time dealing with this. Not to mention I'm also just making a bunch of creatures, all with lifelink here as well. There we go, we do see a Lightning Strike as removal. So Lightning Strike was precisely the card I was playing around in game 1, I didn't really explain it properly. But when I had the 1/2 flyer and I put a cartouche on it, it has 3 toughness and I wasn't too comfortable with that. Hence going for the 4/5 instead. Let's see what the plan is. Just remove all of my creatures that they can. Suppose that makes sense. Cartouche to draw a card if it's a plains, that's great. It is not, but that's fine. Cartouche is also nice, just getting a random creature to block with. Yeah, I think that's it. Not sure how they outrace. It's 8 life every single turn. It's not going to be easy. Yep, and they give up. Alright, very quick 2-0 win. Not much to comment on there. The sideboard plan against Burn, which is one of the decks that I was worried about just looking at the deck list, was actually rather hard countered. Of course this hand was fantastic and I said it right as I saw it. I don't believe this is going to game 3 and it didn't. Yeah. Alright, GG's. Oh yeah, that finishes me 5-1. So I lost one game against Black White Flicker. That was with an old Bant list that I think is actually quite significantly worse than this list. For what it's worth, I did try a rematch, and the blue-white aura deck did beat the same opponent and same deck that the Bant list lost to very, very hard. So I think if I kept this deck and had it tuned ready for the whole thing, it might have been a different story. But 5-1 for first time playing in a Pauper constructed event, it's not bad. I can't really be too upset. My expectations going in basically didn't exist. So yeah, that's cool. Good to know I can compete. It's always a nice feeling. So